Level 4 introduces the idea of having multiple variables instead of just the same variable in our polynomials, but our process is going to remain the same. I want to remind you that like terms mean that you have to have not only the same variables, but also the same exact exponents. For example, xy squared can only be added to other terms that have xy squared. It cannot be added to xy or x squared y squared. So let's write our first polynomial out term by term. 7xy squared 4x squared y negative 5x and 3y. For our next polynomial, we have 3x squared y. This means that we have to find the other x squared y's and write it underneath. So it would go underneath the 4x squared y. The 8x would go underneath the negative 5x. And 12 doesn't have another term that's like, so we need to write it in its own column. Negative 9xy squared goes underneath the 7xy squared. And for this we are subtracting. So that makes this positive, negative, negative, negative. Combining these terms, the negative 12 stays as negative 12. 3y stays as 3y. Negative 5x minus 8x gives me negative 13x. 4x squared y minus 3x squared y gives me 1x squared y. I'm writing the 1 is optional. 7xy squared plus 9xy squared gives me 16xy squared. Check to make sure that each term is separated by either an addition or a subtraction sign. So I need to add my addition signs back in. And there's our polynomial. Number 2. We have negative 2x squared y, negative xy, 5x, 11y, and negative 8. For our next polynomial, we have 4x squared y. That will go underneath our negative 2x squared y. 7x will go underneath the 5x. 9 goes underneath the negative 8. Negative 5xy squared doesn't have a like term, so it'll need to be written in its own column. And then 15xy will go underneath the negative xy. We are adding these. That means that we need to put addition signs in front of each of the terms in our second polynomial. So negative 5xy squared. Negative 8 plus 9 gives me 1. 11y comes down. 5x plus 7x gives me 12x. Negative xy plus 15xy gives me 14xy. Negative 2x squared y plus 4x squared y gives me 2x squared y. and add our signs to separate out our terms. Number 3, we have 9xy, 3xy squared, negative 7y, 8x, and 12. For our second polynomial, we have a negative 5x squared y. So we need to put it in its own column because it doesn't have a like term to combine with. 3y can go underneath the negative 7y. 11xy squared can go underneath the 3xy squared. And the negative 7 can go underneath the 12. This time we're subtracting. So subtraction symbol goes in front of each, which makes my negatives turn to positive. We have 5x squared y. 12 plus 7 gives me 19. And the 8x will come down. Negative 7y minus 3y gives me negative 10y. 3xy squared minus 11xy squared gives me 8. Negative 8xy squared. And then 9xy comes down as well. And we'll put addition signs to separate out any terms that aren't already separated.